Naruto can't destroy Darth Vader. I mean, he can in certain interpretations, but most people will tell you that, like, okay, I'll say this. Mainly for Star Wars, my thing right now is introverse scaling. So, like, I'll tell you, like, oh, who wins? Darth Vader, like Kylo Ren, or something, right? But I'm not going to be able to tell you, like, oh, Darth Vader can output 10 to the 32 joules. You know what I mean? But so most of the people I talk to that do that are like, yeah, these characters are like universal. They're like higher dimensional or something. Or they're like multi-solar system, like crazy hacks characters. So most people tell me that kind of stuff, and I don't think Naruto's like universal or anything. But maybe if I were to read it and get into the actual like outscaling, like how many joules they can output kind of thing, maybe I'd disagree or something. But I don't know right now because I don't look into that. I just looked into like introverse stuff with the Sith. So anyway, that aside, Pui Pui greater than Kaguya. No comment. Pui Pui's underrated though. Pui Pui is like, I think Pui Pui might be stronger than Cell Games Goku, like low-key, which is kind of crazy. Only use movie feats and Darth Vader's trash. Yeah, I mean that's what I mean. Like there's different ways to interpret it. Let me see. I got a donut. What's your top 5 all-time favorite games? Dark Souls, Dark Souls 2, Dark Souls 3, Sekiro, and Elden Ring. Not in any specific order, but those 5. Yeah, that was it's a really hard one. Where does Tobirama rank amongst Naruto? Signing level, pain level? Tobirama would probably be above signing level. So, honestly, Tobirama would probably be above pain level as well. He'd probably be more like the masked Obito or higher tier, if that, for what that's worth. Probably, but probably at least above signing level, I'd assume. Let's see. Damn, Seth really likes his soul games. Yes, sir. It's peak fiction. Z buff Roshi versus Raditz. Z buff Roshi? Like, which Z buff Roshi? You mean the Roshi, like, at the start of Dragon Ball Z? Like, the start of the Saiyan Saga? They the same game? No, I just love Souls games. Thoughts on Bloodborne? I think Bloodborne's over. I don't really like Bloodborne. I think it's overrated. I think a lot of the bosses are really uninteresting. I also think the lore is uninteresting as well. It's kind of just like it's kind of like Souls, but without any of like the internal drama or like. It's like Souls, but just more vague, and less interesting drama and relationships between the characters. Also, I like knights and shit more than like shit-covered Victorian like drifters, if that makes sense. Dragon Ball Freakable, thank you for the $8 Australian. Non-six paths, but who would you say has your favorite sage mode? I think Naruto does. That sounds lame, but I just like Naruto sage mode. It's just cool to me. I think Kabuto's too. When would you watch a remake of Dragon Ball using the new animation style in One Piece and the Broly movie? Remake of Dragon Ball? Oh, I mean, yeah, I guess I would. I would, but I wouldn't want that to happen. I'd just rather them like animate the Moro arc, like the Broly movie, rather than restarting all of Dragon Ball. But I would watch it. I just wouldn't prefer it. Thanks for Ty for the $5 again. Thank you for the consistent donos. Where would you rank current Boruto and Kawaki in terms of strength amongst the entire franchise's history? With their karma marks, they would be pretty much soloing Shippuden. So, do with that as you will. Have you seen Thor versus Vegeta Death Battle? Thanks for the $10. Yes, I have. And we watched it on stream. Just didn't upload it. Michael Jackson versus Justin Timberlake. Yo, thanks for the $5. That's a question if, like, 6 was on. Delta versus Iron Man. Delta versus MCU Iron Man. Delta stomps, for sure. It's not even an argument. Hey, Seth, keep up the great content. Would you ever power scale Marvel villains? I have done that already, so... Chimera Ant Arc or Shippuden War Arc. Shippuden War Arc. By like 1 trillion times. But I like the climax of the Chimera Ant Arc a lot. But even the climax of the War Arc is better. Like Naruto versus Sasuke, like, is way better than the Meruem shit. Even though I like the Meruem shit a lot. The War Arc's underrated by a lot. Let's see. Read Twitch chat real quick. Okay, nothing interesting in Twitch chat. Okay. Let me see something. Thoughts on Game Sonic Verse in terms of power? It gets downplayed a lot in versus matches, especially the super forms against DBZ. Thanks for the $5. I heard, I don't know. So back in like 2014, there was a lot of Goku versus Sonic arguments. And all of the arguments I've seen for Game Sonic are like really ass. To be fair, it was like a really long time ago, but apparently Game Sonic is really ass. Because there's like a lot of statements to downplay him, like really hard. But I don't know. I do think like Archie Sonic and shit is downplayed. But all I remember is just those arguments back in the day of skepticism kind of being used on Game Sonic. But maybe Game Sonic is really broken. It's been a long time, but that's just what I remember. Thanks Demolition Rhino for the $20. Since Roshi doesn't really have feats throughout Z, do you think Roshi could beat Raditz any point during Z or before Z? Before Z, fuck no. During Z, we have no proof. Do you think Haku is really light speed? Yes, it's stated verbatim he can move at the speed of light. At his full speed. He never uses his full speed against Naruto and Sasuke. Okay, here's a good example. The times Haku goes light speed, he blitzes Kakashi's lightning blade from across the battlefield. So, like, Haku's max speed has no anti-feats. And in fact, even when he's in Edo Tensei, he literally does it again to a stronger Kakashi. So, like, blitzing the lightning blade that can chop lightning is not an anti-feat for light speed. At all. Bleach has a universal meta. Naruto has a universal meta. What's next? One Piece? Probably. I think I've seen a universal meta for One Piece. Yeah, so many. Everyone's universal. It's really cringe, isn't it? I don't know why they want everything to be universal so badly. I don't even think being a universe buster is even like cool or anything. I'm not sure why they want it. I don't know. Is it to make him like relevant against Goku or something? I don't know what the fucking point is. Why does Six have trash takes and scaling? Because he's a bit of a debate lord, debate goon. Like those debate lordy, debate goony guys. A lot of their argumentation and like opinions is made to like try to empirically trap randoms. So they'll say somewhat absurd shit. Like, I think even, like, Kakuzu greater than Pain is a good example. It's kind of just like a debate lordy thing to sound absurd, to bait people into an argument, to have fun with scaling. It's just, like, their way of having fun with scaling. And Six is still kind of in that mindset, and he uses that mindset when making YouTube videos, and it kind of just doesn't really work. I'd say Gogeta versus, like, Broly is like kind of a good example of that. Like it's kind of debate lordy, you know what I mean? Even though it's true, but you know that's a good example. So even like Naruto, even like Rock Lee versus Sasuke base to base is kind of debate lordy. Just shit like that. It just isn't very like likable for people who aren't like into that shit. Is there